Hi campers, this checklist is going to help you with the setup of your RV when you get to your site. We're going to use these checklists right here that are hanging on the side here. This has everything you need to operate the systems on the RV. And one of the first checklists is campsite setup. That's what we're going to do today. We've just arrived at our campsite. I've backed it in. We're inside the coach following it step by step. Step one, park RV as level as possible. I've done that. Turn off air conditioner and heater. We're running the generator right now, so we want to turn off the air before we switch over to the campground electric. So I'm going to come back here to the thermostat. Thermostat is right here. It's right on cool right now. I'm going to push this on-off button a couple times till it goes to off. 1, 2, and off. That'll shut it off. If it's running while you're doing this, make sure you let it stop. Wait for it to stop. Here's the air conditioner here. You'll hear it shut off, obviously. Wait for it to stop. Give it a couple seconds. Next step, turn off generator. Generator controls right here on the convenience center. It's running right now, as you can see with the red light. You can also probably hear it. Just hit the button here to stop prime. And we've turned off the generator. All right, so now we don't have any power to the coach. Now we got to go hook up the electric. We're just going to follow this checklist. Outside the coach. While we're outside, we want to verify the clearances of all the slide outs. So we got this slide out, make sure nothing's here. So we're good there. We're going to walk over here, turn on the propane tank. Propane tank is right here. It's actually already on, so we don't have to worry about that. It's just a knob left to right to turn on and off. Next step, connect electric, cable, and wastewater hose. Here's the power that we're going to hook to. I like to turn it off before I hook up to it, just because we're a 30 amp plug, so that's our plug, giant spider. We just turn it off, turn them all off before I plug into it. We'll pause there, we'll come back when we're ready. All right, we're back here. We're in the compartment that has the electrical and the sewer. I'm going to take the electric out. What I like to do is pull the whole thing out first, and then feed it through this little hole down here. This way you can close this door when you're done and it won't be in your way. So I'm going to feed it through here very quickly. There, and that way, as you can see, you can close that door there. Now you'll be able to close this once everything's set up. So we're going to take our cable and just walk it over to the electric and plug it in. Again, it's a 30 amp plug, so that's the one it'll fit in. Plugged in, and this is a 30 amp breaker. Turn that on. That's the 20 amp breaker here if you want to plug anything in there. And we're not going to use 50 amps, so you don't have to worry. All right. Next step. Cable. If the campground has cable TV, there is a cable included with the rental. This orange cable, standard cable TV. It plugs in right, screws in right here. And then you'll want to just hook the other end to the cable. This campground does not have cable TV, so we're not doing that. We'll use the antenna for TV. So disregard that. All right, so we've hooked up our electric. I already explained that we don't have sewer here, so we'll show that later. Next is connect campground water. So we'll come over here, your water, your fresh water hoses, the white hoses are what you use for that. There's a filter in here as well. What I like to do is hook this up to the faucet, the campground water, run it through a little bit. This is the filter to give you filtered water. We're gonna have to pause a little bit in this video because the campground water here, unusual, is way up there, much farther than typical. Yeesh. So it's not a simple operation. So I'm gonna take some steps here and come back to you. All right, I'm hooking up the filter here to the campground water. Again, I like to run it through a little bit just to flush it out. You're never going to have a perfect connection. Run it out a little bit, turn it off, and then we'll just hook up the hose to get to the RV and pause there and come back in a minute. All right, folks, so we've connected to our campground water way up the hill there. Now we're back to the other end of the RV. I'm going to close this door. This has a little latch for when you're working in this area, so convenience. Here's the city water connection, so this is where we're going to hook up. Pull this little thing off. This brass, 2 brass pieces, a 90-degree elbow, just to kind of keep the stress off the hose, and a pressure regulator. So you want this on here first to regulate the water pressure into the RV. And you just thread it on there the right way. This thread's on, make sure it's hand tight, that's all you need. And then again, here's your water hose, and this turns and thread that on as well. Hand tight. You're probably going to have leaks. That's just normal. All right, and now your water system's hooked up. We got to turn it on at the faucet. Just gently turn it on. Don't turn it on too fast. Just slowly turn it on, and you'll have water to the campground. Next, connect the wastewater hose. This site does not have a sewer connection at it, so we'll have to dump later. We'll show you that portion of the checklist when we're doing that. All right. Next step. This is one of the, if you're parked pretty level and you're comfortable with how level you are, you should be okay. If you're not, you can use the jacks. This has jacks, leveling jacks, to level the RV better. So we're going to do that next. The control box for the jacks is under the driver's seat. Wrapped up with some Velcro. Let's unwrap it. Hold the system power button till it comes on. It goes through a little check. All the jacks are up right now, obviously. Now what we're going to do, we're going to lower the rear ones until they touch the ground, just barely touching the ground. We're going to then lower the front ones till they're just touching the ground. You always want to raise and lower them in pairs, either both back, both front, both left, or both right, because you don't want to twist the frame. So they always have to be operated in pairs. So we're going to do. All right, one thing I forgot to mention, once you have system power to operate the jacks, we've got to go to manual mode. Push and hold manual until you see the light come on. Manual, light is on. Now I can operate the jack. So I'm going to do, again, the rear jacks first. I want them to come down until they touch the ground. You can see them in the back of the RV. See them back there? I'm going to get them just till they touch the ground. And there they are. They're touching. Now I'm going to do the front. Just till they touch the ground. And I don't want that right there. All right, now we're going to put this back. We're going to pause here for a minute. We're going to put this back in the RV because we're going to actually level the RV from inside the coach. So pause there. All right, we're back in the RV now. We've got the jacks touching the ground. I'm still on the checklist like I talked about. We can turn on the air conditioner at this point if you want to. Level the RV. I want to stick with that lesson right now. So I've got a level app on my phone. You can download these, just any app. It's a bubble leveler. You can see we're not quite level, about negative 0.5 degrees it says, tilting forward. So I want to raise the back end up. That's what I'm going to do here. So just the front end. I got to raise the front end. So I'm just going to raise the front until we're close enough to level. It doesn't have to be completely 0 zeros, but you know, somewhere within the 0.2 range or so is good. We're going to level that. Sometimes depending on how sloped we are, 0.3 is about as good as we'll get. And that's about as good as we're going to get because we are on quite a slope. That's not bad. You'll be comfortable in the RV at that, okay? All right, and then what I like to do, you can turn this off, system power, just hold it off, and put this in the driver's seat so you don't forget that your levels are down, your jacks are down. All right. Next, we'll extend the slide outs. Make sure there's nothing around the slide out that'll get caught. Everything looks good. So again, on this convenience center, we're going to hit the out button to put this kitchen slide out.
It'll just go out on its own.
All right, and then this bigger slide here, the living room, the bedroom slide, the out button. Sometimes you have to push. I like to push my back on this frame here because it's a big slide, and sometimes it just needs a little help to keep it level.
It's barely pushing. Just keeping it steady. It's going to go all the way out. All right, no doubt.
Okay, so we've extended our slides. Our water's hooked up. We want to test the water just to make sure it's flowing. Water's flowing. Test the hot water. Sometimes there's air in the faucets and the lines, especially when you first hook up, so you want to run it. All right, that's good. All right, turn on water heater at breaker box labeled WH at master bedroom breaker box. We're in the master bedroom. Here's the breaker box. You just push it and it opens. And there's the one that's going to be turned off when you get to this. It's highlighted in yellow. WH, that's the water heater. Turn that on and your water heater's now on. It's a 6-gallon water heater, so that's not a whole lot. So keep that in mind. All right. We're going to go in the bathroom here, add 1 black water treatment to the toilet. So come around here, videographer.
Cool.
Going to go into the bathroom. Here's your toilet. We can test the water here. Let's get all the air out of the lines. Looking good. Here's your toilet. Black water treatment tabs are in this door. This little thing of these orange tabs. Don't handle them too long because they melt pretty quick. Just toss one in. Push on the foot pedal here to activate the toilet. It'll fall in there and run some water in there. I like to run it for a few seconds. This is just a septic treatment for your black water. And there you are. You're all set. Alright, back to the checklist. Raise the antenna and turn on amplifier if we don't have cable provided from the campground, which we do not. So let me show you where that is. This is the antenna operation. Raise and lower. Crank it up. And then when you start searching for channels, which we're not going to do in this video, you can turn the antenna left and right to get a better picture like that. When you lower it, you got to make sure these arrows line up to lower it. And then the amplifier is located back here. Hi campers, we had a little glitch at the end of that video when I was turning on the amplifier. That's the last step of the setup checklist. So you're now all set to enjoy camping. Obviously the checklists are always your first source of info. There's detailed checklists on all the systems. Refer to them if you need help. Otherwise don't hesitate to call or text me. I'd be happy to help you. Enjoy your camping. Thank you.